Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to this live launch event for our latest technology that we're excited to release to our apparel decorating community. That is Liquid 3D dimensional logos. I'm Josh Ellsworth. I am the Chief Revenue Officer here at Stahls. And in just a little while, I'll be joined by Dave Connor from our team. And we have some action-packed content to roll out this new product line and this new technology to the industry. We've been working on it for years, and I couldn't be more excited than to talk to you about it today and be able to walk you through how Liquid 3D can transform your clients' logos. So without further ado, we're going to jump right in. The chat is open. We'll have a Q&A after we deliver all the facts around the product. And so we're excited to have you here with us. Thank you so much for joining. And so when we think about what we set out to do, is we really set out to solve a problem that we heard in the branding community with our clients, with decorators, with distributors, with sellers, with e-commerce sites. And that is the ability to bring a product to life that works across many different logo types, that creates something that has brand impressions, that gets noticed, that gets remembered, that doesn't take a long time to manufacture and produce. When we look at some of the traditional methods that are out there, there's a lot of work and a lot of back and forth for many branded decorating technologies to be able to actually get the product into your client's hands. And so we knew we wanted to do a dimensional product with a different speed than we had seen in the market before. We knew that there were too many limitations around colors as we explored different technologies to be able to recreate certain clients' logos in a way that really gets noticed and gets remembered. And so we set out on a quest to create a new product that would leverage new technology like 3D printing to be able to create logos, and that is Liquid 3D. And so Liquid 3D is the new dimensional decoration technology only from Stahls. It is premium, it's dimensional, and it's on demand. When we talk about this product, we really want you to open your mind to taking a client's logo and taking it from maybe a basic treatment to something that's completely creative and new that gets noticed. It expands the creative element of a logo to let you not only create on the design itself, but also in the dimension. And so when we look at 3D, that's probably the most noticeable thing is we are talking about a product that is dimensional. Actually, you can go up to 2.5 millimeters thick on this product. And we're going to demonstrate that when we show you the Liquid 3D designer here in just a little bit. But not only can we change the thickness of the product, but we can have variable dimension on the product. That means we can have peaks and valleys in the design to add more visual interest, unlike any other technology that we've seen out there in the market before. And it's not only the ability to add dimension, but it's the ability to apply texture. And with Liquid 3D, there are literally hundreds of textures that you can apply to the product to have more distinction, more of a tactile feel in the logo that you're creating. And so if that is dimples on a golf ball or pebbles on a basketball or the sand of a beach or even a carbon fiber effect, there are limitless creative possibilities with applying texture to unique variables in dimension, to unique color assortment. And all of this is in one decoration. So not only dimension with being able to change along the Z height, the Z axis of a design, but also texture and color. This is a full color 3D printing process, which is unheard of in our industry. Our ability to do color gradations and photorealistic designs, all without impacting the cost of the logo. And so whether you want a one color logo, which looks great with the technology, creating the visual interest with just different heights and different textures in that one color, or you want to do something that's 12 colors or full color, it's possible with Liquid 3D. We're just getting started with this technology, but what I'm so excited is that it's an on-demand technology. And so there can be friction in the sales experience when you have to compromise a customer's logo. There also can be friction in the sales experience when we start talking about minimum order quantities, where we have to go back and forth with a client, perhaps trying to sell them into a quantity that they just don't have the demand for. And so we're so excited to say this is a on-demand technology where there literally is no minimum order quantity. You can order one piece in Liquid 3D fully decorated and customized onto categories such as headwear and bags, and have that delivered inside of shipped inside of 5 days. And so when you look at the boxes that are checked that create friction in the sales experience, Liquid 3D kind of does what direct to film did for standard graphics. It takes away all of the no's or the no buts and says yes to the job, yes to the logo, both for a bulk order and an on-demand world through e-commerce. And so it is a fantastic technology. I want to make it clear that this is a technology that is dimensional, and it's a technology that feeds into other emblem and patch types. And so there might come a point when you're creating with Liquid 3D and somebody wants 1,000 logos and will take a look at a PVC patch technology that may offer a lower cost. But when we're talking about maximum creativity, maximum color, maximum dimension, this is a product that's going to change the game for on-demand printing and dimensional branding. With that, I'd like to welcome in Dave Connor from our team, because not only is the technology brand new and exciting on what you can actually create in the product itself, but we had an interesting challenge when we were to launch this. And how are you going to design and build for the product? So we had to create a whole new experience for that. And Dave is going to talk to you a little bit about the real-time 3D builder for Liquid 3D.
Thank you, Josh. And almost as exciting as the emblems themselves is this builder. The creative at heart in me is just blown away by what this tool could do. And it truly enables a lot of the, built for on-demand, built for these minimum quantities, built for this profitability that we just heard from Josh. So without further ado, I want to dive into this real-time online builder that's going to reduce any proofing, right? Any timelines for proofing, any setup fees, and allow you the control to add all of this incredible color or texture or elevation into these designs. So we are going to head over and I will show you this live here in real time. So everybody could see the screen here. This is what the online builder looks like for Liquid 3D. You'll see everything update in real time. And we're going to start with a PDF. Now we are pretty much building a 3D file here and a model. So we do need a vector file to import this into the design. Now our sizing is going to have to be limited by 4 by 2.375 inches, which we all are very familiar with when we're talking about headwear. You don't have to remember any of this because this online builder helps guide you through this process without having to do a lot of the remembering of art prep guidelines or anything like that. Now, there are some really cool stuff that we'll have coming down the road here for some advanced techniques, but I'm going to show you what you need to know to get up and running and start designing some absolutely incredible logos for you or your customers. Now, this, right before we import this design in, I do want to call out that this is a 3D printed full color dimensional logo that is printed onto a fabric. So we are going to have options for our fabric background. Now the file I'm uploading has an outline that's all encompassing, but if you don't have one, no worries. You could take any vector file here and have the system generate this fabric background for you. But we're going to go here and I'm going to click OK to import our design in. Just because I am live streaming right now, I have one already uploaded here of this file ready to go that we could start to customize. Now you'll see a whole bunch of options over here on the right-hand side, but this is a live 3D model that I am manipulating here in real time, and we get to customize some stuff. So let's get started, right? I'm going to go ahead and click on this outline right here, and you'll see when I click that it selects this edge. And I want to give you a good angle here to see when I grab and pull our slider up, you could see that dimension raise right there in real time. I'll grab our white just by a quick selection here at the bottom and pull this all the way up as well. You could see it grow in real time. How cool is that? I'll grab our heroes text here and start to apply some effects to it. So you do have edge effects as well. Instead of just standard and straightforward, now we could add beveled effects, and we could even customize these and make those a little bit less beveled or more beveled as we go. All of this happens in real time under your control. I'll grab our twin lakes here. Let's pull this all the way up forward so it's above our net, and add a nice rounded effect so it looks like a rim here too. Now, I did see some comments right when we first showed this patch about the net looking absolutely incredible. And there you go. You could see it in real time exactly how that looks with the gray net layer pushed in the background and the white pulled up forward. Absolutely incredible. So I'm going to grab our outline here too. We have our rounded edge on it, but we've done a little bit of manipulation here. Let's go ahead and start to add these textures. It's just as easy. I'll grab our basketball and we could go in here to texture. There are a ton of textures in here, just like Josh mentioned, or if you're proficient in, say, Corel Draw, Affinity, or even Adobe Illustrator, you could create your own patterns and textures that go even beyond this. But if you're not an artist and just have a customer's file, you could easily use this too. So I'm going to click on sports here to give this a basketball texture with our sports ball texture. And just the same that we adjusted the width or how prevalent that edge effect was, we could do the same thing here with our sports ball texture to make it a little bit more proportional to our basketball. One thing I want to point out here too is over 185 colors in the palette here that you could choose from. But just like you see here, any colors that we already have configured in our file pull right into the designer flawlessly. But let's say we want to add a gradient and make a kind of cool shadow effect to our ball here. We could either just select an orange, or if we click over to gradient here at the top, now we have the option to click this and say, make a little bit lighter of an orange. And this gradient grows in real time. If we wanted to add another stop on our gradient, maybe maybe a darker one here, you could absolutely do it. And we could even change the angle of how that gradient is applied. I'll take this one out of the middle and you could see that this adjusts as we go. So you could get some really cool effects using these gradients and the color controls in here. Now, once we are happy with the way that this looks, we've went through color and we've adjusted our elevations, we've adjusted edge effects as well as textures, and we could look at this, see a live real proof as we go through. And even if, say, we wanted to knock out this black that's here, we just control that with the elevation. So even elements in the design we want to drop to the fabric layer, we could just pull that thickness slider all the way and it drops to the fabric layer. At launch here, our fabric layers are going to be available with both black and white, which you could update here in real time, right into the builder for selecting all of those colors. But that's just something that makes this so truly incredible and powerful. And like Josh mentioned, truly solves a lot of challenges that are traditionally accompanying any dimensional decoration method. When we talk about digitization with embroidery and you're not able to get full color gradients, fades, or any effects like that, right? Which now you are able to do it, building it all here in real time. But no delays. It's your control, ready to go when you are. Now, one thing I do want to mention too is when we talk about where this builder lives. Now, currently, this builder is located here inside Fulfillingen. We've been beta testing this for quite a while now to great success for a lot of different decorators, right? It is built for network decoration as it currently stands, where essentially you could order pre-applied goods. That is hats and bags with Liquid 3D pre-applied to it. So you're able to really kind of build in a lot of profitability when you're selling either with online stores through Fulfillingen or just create custom orders and using the order now functionality to essentially just place an order and have them shipped directly back to you or your customer. But it really gives you that flexibility of how you want to sell. You could use Fulfillingen just as an extension of your business to place orders for Liquid 3D right now, or if you're not already using online stores, Fulfillingen is going to enable you to be able to do that. And we have an offer today that we'll share in just a little bit here of how you could get access to this absolutely incredible program for free. So you get the entire ecosystem for network decoration at zero subscription cost or onboarding cost at all. But we'll get into that here in just a minute here. But I do want to show you kind of how it works. So we already saw how you upload your art and convert it over to Liquid 3D, right? So we took our design, our PDF vector file, uploaded it right into the builder and customized our patch. That's going to be the first step because we need to save it, right? So then we add it to a product, which I'm going to jump into Fulfill Engine and show you just how truly easy that is. Then you could either launch that product to an e-commerce store, white labeled, right? So, or you could use a variety of different integrated sales channels that maybe you're already using right now. And then the order is fulfilled in 5 business days. That's not to like when the patch is completed. That is when the finished goods with the emblem applied to a hat or bag is shipping to you or your customer. So truly meeting demand when it's needed, reducing the risk, all made possible by Fulfill Engine. So I want to show you that process here right now. So I'll jump back into a screen share and show you the back end of Fulfill Engine here. So we built our emblem already here for Liquid 3D, which we would do that through this view artwork and configuring that. Now we're just going to click order now. So this is if you don't want to do any online stores, you just want to place an order, maybe for a sample for yourself or a customer to order any quantity. There is no minimum quantity here with Liquid 3D, like Josh mentioned. So you could order just one decorated hat if you want to, which really truly builds on the future of decoration. I was doing some research and came across a whole bunch of articles that there is $19 billion in growth within our industry right now for online sales and print on demand. That's over the next 10 years. And even with the economic uncertainty, maybe several of you have had the customers having some hesitancy against that huge bulk order, maybe that they apply every year and purchase with you. But this is a way to solve that without disrupting too much of your business. But enough about that. I'm going to click on order now and get in here. You'll see all of these decoration methods that are supported by Fulfill Engine. So it's so much more than just Liquid 3D. I'm going to click Liquid 3D and you're going to get access to this entire catalog of products here. So with Liquid 3D, it is already narrowing the selection of the items we could put it on. Like I mentioned, it's hats and bags. So even though there's apparel and t-shirts and sweatshirts and everything in here, it's not going to show you those options because this decoration method doesn't apply to it. That's exactly how Fulfill Engine handles any decoration method. If it's not compatible with the item or the fabric, you're not able to configure it. So there's no surprises down the road. But I want to print on a hat that I know comes from Sanmar, the Flex Fit, right here with the flat bill. So I could just search C116 and it's going to pull it right in here. I'll click on that to select the item. And there is my basketball logo that I just configured and saved. So I could click that. It adds it right to our hat. We see it's at that 2.2 inches by 2.65. It is Liquid 3D printing on a cap front. If we wanted to print it on a back, we absolutely could too. And you see here, $12.50, that is priced in real time, and that is with decoration. So all of the pricing is very transparent up front, showing you what your cost is going to be. And selling a decorated hat at one quantity for $12.50, you'd be selling yourself real short. There is a ton of profit potential in that. We'll click through to colors here to just go through some of these colorways. Let's say we want to put this on this Patriot Blue hat, but we could configure a variety of these different options, right? Just by clicking a box and being able to add them to the order. I'm just going to use the Patriot Blue, and here we could just type in a quantity and see our updated price, which for 24 quantity here, that's going to be $300 total when we look at the cost of this entire order. And that is $12.50 per item that you see right there underneath the hat. So it is so incredibly powerful to build some profitability back into whatever you're selling here, decorated with Liquid 3D.
Yeah, perfect. We're going to dive into costs. I see a ton of questions coming through, and most of those questions we have covered in the presentation. We are going to reserve some time for Q&A, but because there are so many questions in the chat, I do want to tell you that momentarily we are going to talk about how and when you'll be able to get this as a loose patch. We're actually going to share the cost structure for that as well. We are going to talk about how you can use this with different online store platforms, including Fulfill Engine. And then we are also, what Dave had just showed you, just to be clear, to gain access to that type of Fulfill Engine account is absolutely free. And in the example he showed, we would have our decorating network print the 24 hats with Liquid 3D, and they would ship directly to you to be able to deliver to your customer or to your customer on your behalf. And so that doesn't cost anything. It's something you can use even if you're running another online store platform that you know and love. You don't have to run store platforms through this. You can just buy one hat, 100 hats, 24 hats, whatever you need, and be able to create that art in real time and place your order for a decorated good.
Absolutely.
So keep the questions coming in. We're definitely going to chart through all of them. But we had a question, can we see this on a hat? And so these are real photos of hats that have been decorated with Liquid 3D. And these are real cost examples. And so as we stated earlier, the Liquid 3D cost is $875, which includes application with a heat press. Yes, a Hotronix 360 IQ is how this is being applied, with a couple little modifications, which I'll talk to you about momentarily. But that $875 includes the logo, whether it's small or big, as long as it fits within those dimensions. The price is $875. And then you add the cost of your blank or your hat. So as you see in the example, we'll pick the C808 on the far left side. The blank on the Dragon's cap is $7.75. Add the $875 in decoration. You have a total decorated good cost of $16.50. Of course, there will be some freight to get that to you and your customer that you'll want to consider. But just taking that cost of $16.50, apply your sale price. We kind of use the Keystone method with just doubling our cost for the sales price for a retail sales price and targeted $30 to $35. So you're easily generating $13 to $18. Again, all with no minimum order quantity, which means you can order the exact quantity you need. So if this is a team that has, 13 players on the team, you can order 13 hats and not have any waste and extras. And then they add one more player. You can literally come back in and order one more hat for that additional player or the coach or the fan. And yes, we will show you how you can launch a web store to collect those orders for other people that are going to see this product and want that cap as well. But it's profitable. Even if you were to wholesale that at a fraction of the price, you're making somewhere around $5 to $10 in profit per hat on that example, with a wholesale cost for group orders. And the work you're doing is creating the logo like you saw from a vector PDF, applying all the dimension textures, and then being able to actually showcase that to the client, order the quantity that you need, already pre-printed, and deliver. So it's excellent. So if your margins are your margins. So these are examples. I know some people are going to say they sell higher, some people lower. I've given classes with hundreds of people, and it's all over the board. So sell at your price. This is the cost, and it allows margin for everybody involved. And I think the point I want to make here is Liquid 3D is a lift over traditional decorating techniques. So I would expect that you're not going to have as much competition when you're creating headwear with this style. It's not like every embroiderer can do it. And it should be a increased price, is my recommendation, over the traditional decoration techniques that you're doing today. And I know once you see the product and put your hands on it, you will believe that. And so right now, this is only available through Hats and Bags, through that free account, through Fulfill Engine. But it's also available for online stores, and soon, which we'll talk about momentarily, to be available in loose logos. And I'll talk about wash durability when we talk about that. But before we skip to the end, I want to make sure we cover all the details here about how you can utilize this product. So we talked about ordering in 24 pieces or whatever quantity you need to receive an order in and then deliver to your client or drop ship to your client. But you can also use this product for online stores, because when we talk about a product that can be made in quantities of one, this is elevating print on demand. So this isn't print on demand where it's a direct to garment print or a sublimation print on t-shirts and fleece. This is a whole new category of products, a whole new decoration technique that can be manufactured literally when the e-commerce order comes in quantities of one. And so if you know anything about Fulfill Engine, we try to empower you to sell as many places as possible. And Dave's going to show you a few examples of Liquid 3D across some of these places to sell.
Absolutely. Yeah, here is essentially a white label web store powered by Fulfill Engine. So right here we have a whole bunch of options in here. And I saw a whole bunch of questions in there too about what suppliers could we choose from. It is much more than just Sanmar. It is almost every major supplier. And even in that lineup of hats on that pricing example that we saw there, there were hats from Pacific Headwear as well. So even some brands that you may not have access to right now, now you have access as a user of Fulfill Engine. But you can see here, we have some Port Authority Stahls mixed with some high-end headwear. I believe this might be a Pacific Headwear hat as well. And you can see that these are points, right? So these are point stores for an employee swag shop where you could essentially have your customer give you email addresses, you issue points out, and they're able to go purchase things, and you're charging your customer the dollar amount for that, even marked up if you want it to be. Everything from bags to hats to there's hard goods and a whole bunch of different products that we have available to you in Fulfill Engine. There is over 12,000 products to choose from, ranging in decoration methods from direct to garment to DTG, and you could even order bulk screen printing through there too. So this is a Fulfill Engine white label store. This is what it looks like. Very light and easy to build. And this is Liquid 3D hosted here on an Order My Gear. So many of you out there may be already using Order My Gear. You have access to couple your Fulfill Engine account right to the back end of Order My Gear for these quick to ship products, which are automatically going to route immediately to the network to essentially be passive income for you after you set the product up. And it's perfect to be able to sell 24/7. Like Josh mentioned, somebody missed the team order or somebody lost their hat. Now you could easily stand up one product that they could order anytime with no close. You don't have to worry about minimum quantities or meeting shipping thresholds or whatever it may be. You're able to produce just one of these items right there, all ready to go for yourself. But it's also connected to Shopify. So if you know anybody running Shopify, it is the world's #1 e-commerce platform that gives you the ability to also connect all of this fulfillment and any products that you may set up into Fulfill Engine connected right to the back end of that source too. Now, there is also some other order sources and very popular ones that are being integrated very, very soon too. So we like to talk about Fulfill Engine truly as this ecosystem that's connecting the sales channel to a decorator or yourself, as well as the suppliers, all the way to shipping. So really enabling success for the 21st century and tapping in to that $19 billion of growth that's going to be happening over the next 10 years. And as a decorator, it is truly powerful to focus on your bulk business, but then let somebody else handle this complicated, small 1 or 2 pieces. And when they're all shipping within 5 days from a small, trusted network of decorators that have been vetted on quality, but not only quality, capabilities and turnaround time. So meeting the demand on time every time.
Yeah, so lots of options. We've talked to you about initial access, and that access is through Fulfill Engine, through Stahls Fulfill Engine. I do want to say that we're introducing this as a brand new decoration category. So for you all that have been in the industry for a while, innovation is not easy, right? And takes time, and we need to be methodical with it. So we are intentionally kind of choking access by not just launching broadly for loose logos, because I think we would be overwhelmed right away. We do intend to launch loose logos, but we wanted to launch through Fulfill Engine first so we can get the experience we need on real live orders, which we've done in this beta phase that we've been in, to be able to prove this product into market and apply it. We're also coming up with new developments for our 360 IQ hat press that will allow you to apply these in your shop in early 26. And so we're going to talk about that momentarily. But to request access to Fulfill Engine, we're going to drop a link in the chat to let you get in line for a Fulfill Engine account. Again, a Fulfill Engine account is absolutely free. There are different levels to how you can deploy Fulfill Engine in your business, okay? But the account module is absolutely free, and that will allow you to upload artwork for Liquid 3D, add that Liquid 3D design to products, and order those products into your business, right? It will also allow you to use those products and launch them into Fulfill Engine online stores. Now, if you're selling through Order My Gear online stores, you will need to have a separate subscription and relationship with Order My Gear, and Liquid 3D is just available as a native integration into Order My Gear. That means you can start building products with Liquid 3D through your Order My Gear stores, as Dave had just demonstrated. So lots of excitement. We're going to start with releasing this on Fulfill Engine, with handling the decoration through our Fulfill Engine Decorator Network, which are contract decorators throughout the country for you. There are options to be able to ship those goods from those decorators into Canada as well. And then we're also targeting this for global expansion as we move through 2026. But new technology, we're excited to bring it to market one step at a time here. And let's go ahead and flash some of the dates on the board from a ready to press standpoint. So Dave, would you mind switching us over just to full screen for a second so I can hold up some logo examples for everybody?
Absolutely. Yeah, can do.
I don't want to click the wrong button and mess up anything. So this will help you just kind of understand. So our friends at Apparelist Magazine, if you don't follow them, I'll highlight their logo. So as you can see here, we've created this Liquid 3D logo dimension printed directly onto the fabric and made into a patch, very light, very flexible, ready to be applied to headwear and bags. As you can see, we have this to inspire you with the kind of golf ball texture. I mean, it is so dimensional, so realistic. Here it is printed onto fabric, and you can see Dave's example there of the dimple of the golf ball texture in the Swing Simulators design on that cap. I love this. Like, when you talk about adding color along the height, like this has a black face to the logo, and then underneath is where you're pulling through all the dimensional color. And so I think that's just fantastic from a creative possibility standpoint. And then color gradients, right? So here's a monster mutter design. Dave showing you another texture with that turtle design. And here we've applied texture and color, and we have good close-up photos in the slideshow. But I just wanted to show you, here's what a loose patch looks like. It does have the Stahls adhesive on the back, so we know it's going to be able to be applied and be durable with just a hat press with a 360 IQ onto headwear and bags. And as we get ready for a full market launch on loose logos, we are continuing to develop the product that is patented, that we've developed in collaboration with a 3D printer manufacturer. We're continuing to go deeper and develop the product so it can be applied to, left chest of a polo and be wash durable. But as of today, we are restricting it to headwear and bags. We didn't want to hold this product back from the market any longer because there's so much potential just in these categories. And then we'll launch it early to press in 2026. It will require top and bottom heat. These logos are 2.5 millimeters thick. You don't want to crush the 3D material. And so it's important that we will heat from underneath on the Hotronix 360 IQ with top and bottom heat to get a nice durable application. And so when we talk about what will the loose logo be targeted at on price, here's what we are targeting. So we know we can get it fully decorated for $875. The loose logo pricing, whether you order 1 or 100 to start, just like we started with direct to film, you will have a flat rate and then a variable rate per square inch. And so in this example of Franklin U, we have a roughly 2x2 inch logo. You would have a flat rate of $5 to start, and then that is 4 square inches. So we would take 4 square inches multiplied by 40 cents, and we'd have $6.60 for the patch. So again, if you're doing 1,000 of those Franklin U logos, Liquid 3D probably isn't the best choice unless it offers some sort of creative possibility that you can't achieve through another technology like FlexStyle or a PVC patch or an embroidered patch, right? And so Stahls is a supplier of many dimensional emblem and patch technologies. These are one of the choices that's going to open up new order sizes and new creative possibilities for you and your business to start through Fulfill Engine, and then long-term to be applied to headwear and bags in your shop, and then even past that to be applied and wash durable across many technologies. And I'm telling you, the development pipeline with where we're taking this technology, this is the start. There are some things that we're going to come out with this that are just going to blow your mind over the next 12 or 18 months. So we are super excited about this category and what it's going to do. So you want to see it in person? There's a few different ways. I start with the bottom way. It's order samples now. We've literally set up a sample store and are selling the decorated hats that we've created just as concept designs below cost, just so you can get a physical sample in your hand to touch and see it. If you want to do that right away, that link will be posted into the chat. But if you can come out and hang out with us at the Impressions Dallas show here in a little bit less than a month, or at the Printing United Expo, which will be at the end of October, that's a place you'll be able to get hands-on with Liquid 3D, see many samples, be inspired, or better yet, just get a Fulfill Engine account, upload your client's art or your company logo, and try one for yourself. It's so powerful what you can do with this brand new technology. So for those that joined late, we are going to recap really quickly, and then we're going to jump straight away into Q&A, do some additional screen sharing and demo. But we've launched this new print technology to the industry that's patented by Stahls that leverages actual full color 3D printing onto fabric. We're calling it Liquid 3D, and it's expanding the creative possibilities for your business. Not only did we launch the new logo itself, we launched a new online builder that's powered by Stahls builder technology, like you've come to know and love with our CADWorks software. It allows you to build now in 3-dimensional in real time with your client. No setups, no setup costs, no proof time. You're designing what you see is what you get. You can move straight from design to order in an interactive session with your client if you want. It is made for on demand, which means you can do group orders, but you can do as little as quantities of one, and you can get access right now to start ordering this, to get on the list by establishing a free Fulfill Engine account that will allow you to order this pre-decorated to hats and bags for your business. So so it's really cool. So many options that are out there in the market for this to allow you to elevate branded apparel, to allow you to disrupt your competition with looks that they can't create, and also explode your profit margin. We've shown examples on how you can really make a ton of potential margin on this product. And it's so easy, and you can get access but through the link in the chat or by scanning this QR code, which we're going to keep on the screen for a few moments while we go back through these many questions. Thank you so much for being interactive with us today. We're going to have a little Q&A time. All right. Dave, that was a lot.
We've got,
right.
I see a lot of questions. I'm trying to answer some there in the chat, and you'll see that link there. I do want to reiterate that it is very limited access, and this is the first time we're ever really offering this level of access publicly to Fulfill Engine. If you are interested in the slightest of getting on board with Fulfill Engine and or getting early access to Liquid 3D, we will be onboarding in groups. So it is first come, first served. If you're interested at all, go in there and fill out the form. It is absolutely free, and you're going to be able to have access to some of the tools that we showed you and so much more. I saw Dan in there dropping a whole bunch of links even into some of the knowledge base articles that go way deeper than we could go. Right, we'd be here for another hour and a half or longer talking about all that Fulfill Engine can do for you. So if you are interested at all, jump on into it. I see another one that just came in there too about the feel of Liquid 3D and how flexible it truly is, which I guess I could, I'm going to stop the slideshow so for us to go full screen here. So if you want to scan that QR code on a mobile device or grab one of those links, I know Liz has been moderating and trying to keep up with a lot of the questions here as well. So we thank Liz in the background. She could go ahead and drop that link again if you are, say, on your mobile device, to be able to click on that link, save it for later. Of course, we will email it out to all of the registrants of the webinar as well, at least those who joined us live, like yourself, who are here, to give you that exclusive access. But it's not going to be all at once. We will be rolling this out in an approach. So if you're first on the list, you'll be first up to get early access and get access here to Fulfill Engine. We have walkthrough videos and everything of how to set everything up, but I want to get to the hat. So let me go ahead and pull the slide presentation down so we are up and big. So this is, I believe, a Richardson style. I don't know the exact style of Richardson hat, but you can see it is unstructured, right? And the emblem does move quite well. Even when we talk about, say, just the G, right? Just one emblem, it's fairly large. It does bend. It is quite flexible. So it does bend. I'm sure there is a breaking point. I have just loved the look of it so much. And usually for me, I go to see durability, and this is the heat applied twill that we've been using for a long time. So we know it is trusted Stahls quality and will adhere to the hat. It is really cool to be able to show this. And one thing about this hat that I wanted to call out too, before we move on to some of the other questions, is that fabric layer, right? Where we saw the fabric layer, at least in the example that I pulled through the builder, is mostly just an outline, but you could set it up in your file. This black is the fabric layer here. So it does actually give you the ability to truly add some cool effects and use it in your artwork too. So I know I cannot wait to see the creativity of designers out there and even brands that are going to take this to the next level. I saw Jeremy from Amber Creative in here as well. And I know he's going to take this to the next level, but there's so many possibilities, right? Josh, you mentioned it right off the top with possibilities. There's so many possibilities with this product. And I think that's what excites me the most.
Yeah, I agree. So we're going to go rapid fire on these questions, Dave, because there are so many coming through, and I want to make sure we get them. So just a quick note: any license logos that you saw, just know that Stahls prints license logos for licensed parties, and so typically we do that all the time for different clients that hold those licensing rights. And Stahls is also licensed on different products for NFL, NBA, NHL, etc. So that's why we say print like the pros. If you saw, the footage on TV from the Lions Packers game over the weekend, you saw a Stahls heat press pressing Stahls twill material, the same material that's used on the back of these Liquid 3D logos onto Micah Parsons jerseys in real time for the trade. So yeah. Question from Darren: did you say you can add one item or a few pieces? You can order exactly what you need, Darren. So if you need 1, 2, 3, 24, order the exact quantity you need. There are no quantity increments or no price breaks. So it's $875 fully decorated plus the cost of your blank. And so order whatever you need on a quantity. You do need to be, so those that are already in Fulfill Engine that have signed up for any version of Fulfill Engine you will have access to Liquid 3D right now. You already have access. For those that are looking to gain access to Fulfill Engine, that's where we're building the list and onboarding people just as fast as our capacity allows and our customer success team can go to make sure we're delivering a best-in-class experience for everybody.
And I saw some questions. I saw some questions in there too, Josh. As you mentioned, like for those who do have Fulfill Engine now, it is enabled and on for everybody who currently has Fulfill Engine, regardless of what level that you do have. So the way that you could access it, unless it is turned off, you could go through your settings to make sure that it is configured as a network decoration option. But to set it up, you will need to set up artwork first before adding it onto a product, which you could do from either the account level or the store level by clicking View Artwork. And then when you go to click Add, you'll see a drop down for Liquid 3D artwork. And that's where we're going to get to this builder, where we're going to set it up, save it to our account or a specific store, and then you're able to utilize that. So I did just want to call that out and answer, I think, a couple questions in there as well.
Yeah, and I'm gonna keep answering questions, Dave, but I did see one question of somebody that wanted to see the builder again. So while I'm answering questions, if you just want to kind of run through the builder to show an import of art and adding dimension for those who may have missed that part, I think that part's really interesting and cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So while we're doing that, we have some. Does Liquid 3D require a Prop 65 warning label if shipped to California? I would say yes. Those certificates we will make available on our website. So this doesn't contain any PVC or phthalates or anything like that. So it is a safe material that's CPSIA compliant, Prop 65 compliant, Ecotex compliant, etc. So freedom to sell wherever. And so that was a question on the CPSIA standards. This is recorded. So if you missed anything and you're here or registered, you can go back and watch the recording. You will have a chance to press these patches yourself when we launch them in early 2026. We're hoping sooner, but we're saying early 2026. And then also if you come to either of those trade shows, you'll have the ability to press and experience that yourself, whether that is Printing United at the end of October or Impressions Dallas in early October. I don't think Cap Champs is an integrated supplier in Fulfill Engine. I personally haven't heard of that brand, but there are many choices there for headwear in Fulfill Engine integrated suppliers. And then best way to order a sample is through that link if you want one of our pre-decorated samples, or sign up for an account and build your own artwork. Is Fulfill Engine similar to Spirit Sale? Has Fulfill Engine replaced Spirit Sale? So Spirit Sale has been taken over by a company, Wilcom America. They've done a great job in the industry historically, and so we felt confident with them taking over Spirit Sale. So Spirit Sale is a web platform solution. Fulfill Engine is much more than that. Fulfill Engine is production management. It's automatic sourcing. Like, it's just so robust in its capabilities. So I'd encourage you to head over to our Stahls TV channel to learn more about Fulfill Engine, or go to fulfillengine.com to learn about all those capabilities and set up a one-on-one demo. Someone currently sells handmade products on Shopify. Would Fulfill Engine product need its own collection? I actually don't know that answer, so I'm going to ask Dan or Jason for help in the chat, unless you know that answer, Dave. No, probably not.
I was kind of in my
you were distracted.
in my design
world.
world.
You were in your design world. Yeah, keep going. We'll find an answer to that. We'll come back. The Fulfill Engine account is what is available for free. When your name comes up on the list for access, if you already don't have an account, then we will help to educate you on the difference between a Fulfill Engine account, which is free, and a Fulfill Engine sales portal, which has a cost. And so our customer success team will make sure you get the right one for your needs in your business. There is some functionality difference. Dave, that's looking really good. I like that texture and that design. That's cool.
There's so many in here that look unbelievable, especially when they print, because they are dimensional. They're about I think 0.75 millimeters, so just under a millimeter in dimension. And the way that they reflect light, there's one in here too of like this camo pattern, and the way it grabs the light is just incredible. I'll pull it up here as you keep going.
Okay. And this designer is Stahls designer technology that's embedded in Fulfill Engine. So you can trust that when we launch it, this is a question from someone, when we launch it on Stahls, this same design experience will be on Stahls for you to create and instantly order the logos. And hopefully we'll be able to bring this design experience across more emblems and patch products over time to be able to reduce that time that we all hate in waiting for proofs. That sometimes makes us all lose an order. So we are looking at developing new designer technology that makes it easier to buy all the Stahls products. This is already available on Order My Gear. So since this launch event, you should be able to access it with Order My Gear, as long as you contact Order My Gear and get set up with a Fulfill Engine solution there to be able to build the on-demand products. Fulfill Engine is separate from Transfer Express, but both are Stahls companies. And can custom patterns be added in place of the sports or golf patterns? So yeah, there will be more functionality. Our R&D team has been super busy with testing different full color patterns and different textures and custom patterns and just ways to enable you to be more creative with this product. And so right now at launch, you can't upload your own custom texture, but hopefully we will. Can you, Dave? Am I wrong?
If you set it up as its own shape, you could do any texture you want and then just adjust the dimension. So if you want like
in
a
Illustrator,
honeycomb, in an Illustrator, you could totally bring in any element, just very similar to how like this jujitsu is just raised. I've been playing around with. I still have to dial it in, but I am trying to play around with essentially a Lego brick texture that like you could actually stick a real Lego to, like, because it is dimensional and you could control the dimension in that for the studs on a brick. And I don't know if anybody else out there with kids or any kind of creative, think of the STEM possibilities, right? All the stuff that you could do with this product. And I'm going to get there probably by the end of the week. We're going to have a Liquid 3D that you could attach a Lego brick to.
Yeah, that's awesome. And we had a couple questions. Currently, there are, I think Dave said, what was it, 183 colors?
184, yes. Currently
84 colors. There are some bright colors in there, but there currently are not neons, and it's not capable that I know of for glow in the dark. but we do have some cool stuff coming with clear in the future. So keep your eyes open for that as we get further along with this product and build up our capacity. You'll see some clear options, which are super cool coming, and potentially we most definitely will move past white and black only background fabrics at some point in time. But we're starting there since those will be the most popular, and we want to keep it simple to start. Can you set up team name automation to create individual items? Doug, I love that idea. So variable data automation, we'll take that one back to our team that built the designer. Right now, that's not in here, but you can certainly bring in individual team names and apply customizations. But it's not like you can create a macro to apply the same customization to all of them. But that's a cool idea. So thank you for that. Yeah, and Jason mentions that too, who's the founder of Fulfill Engine and our chief digital officer at Stahls. So thanks for tuning in, Jason, from on the road to help us work the chat here. What else do we have? PMS color matching is not available on launch, but certainly the technology is capable of it. So in time, we will have that. And the file upload types are a vector PDF. And yes, there will be more color options for the background fabric over time. And when I say over time, we're not talking years, I'm talking months. So we're going to move pretty quickly on this one. And Takina, we'll have certainly lots of tutorials that Dave's been working on that we'll publish on this, on the design software, and even designing in Illustrator for the original artwork to bring it in. So lots of tutorials, articles in our knowledge base, and you can trust that we'll have future webinars and classes just around this product as it's brand new. So lots of new educational resources. And then Josh asked, how did you do the multicolor patch you showed that looked a little more translucent with multiple colors? It was one of your loose patches. So I may have accidentally flashed a development product on the screen. So I got some little Easter eggs in my set here to where the product's going. So I may have picked one of those up, but we're going to some clear options in the future. So stay tuned because we're just changing the way dimensional branding is done with this product. There was a ton of questions. Hopefully we've gotten to most of them. I've tried to navigate through the Q&A. Dave, I'm not sure if you're picking anything up that we didn't cover. Or if we didn't get to your question and it's super important, make sure you pop it fresh for us in the chat. That would help.
Yep. Yeah. If we didn't answer the question, drop it in there because, yeah, I'm actually about halfway up. I saw one from Jose in there asking about samples. I'm not sure if that was before or after. We sent a link to that sample store, but I'll drop it in the chat here again. Just if you are interested in picking up samples while, we are waiting for the access to get to you. And then there was also that question there. I think it was from John or maybe Joe about what we're wearing on our polos. Mine is Ultra Color Max right there on a Mercer and metal polo. And yours is probably the same.
Mine's Flex Embroidery. So it's tough to see, but it's just another patch product that simulates embroidered texture. So another really cool product. So now I see some questions coming in, Dave. So if you want to quit sharing for a moment, we can come back on full screen.
Absolutely, yeah.
We had a couple folks that wanted to know about Kittle. So yeah, if you can export as a vector PDF out of Kittle or any design software, Canva, whatever online platform you use, you're going to do like your ideation, your design in one of those design softwares, Corel, Illustrator, Kittle, export as a vector PDF, and you're going to bring that vector PDF in to the Liquid 3D builder, which is really translating the design you've created into the product attributes around the height, the texture, etc. Freight costs will vary, Ryan, per order. So it depends on how many hats. It's not a flat rate freight, but it's very affordable, but it depends on the end destination as well that it's shipping to. There is no monthly fee for a Fulfill Engine account, so it is free. Basically, in this case, we are making money when you are successful and sell more Liquid 3D hats. So that's how it works. Some great questions here. Are there instructions somewhere about how to integrate with OMG? Have you done any videos on that? Yeah.
We don't have any videos per se, but there is a knowledge base, and our customer success team is happy to walk you through it, as well as whoever is your rep from Order My Gear. they are fantastic, and they'll be able to get you set up properly as well. I did see a question there about information for existing users of Fulfill Engine and how they could learn more about Liquid 3D and get it set up. I am dropping a link right here into the chat to the knowledge base page. So you could always go there. There are videos regardless of what level of Fulfill Engine that you have, just as there are some more menu options with some rather than others when you go to account or even like the sales portal view in there. And so this one I just dropped in the chat. I was trying to find it again, but the questions are coming in and chats are in there. So it's exciting to see everybody's excitement about this too.
Yeah, Ali, you asked if for loose patches would be possible to use other presses apart from the 360 IQ as long as it has top and bottom heat. Yeah, that's the key, just accuracy, top and bottom heat. I have to say, why would you use anything other than the 360 IQ? But that's a separate conversation. Jake, there is not a cost to Fulfill Engine account. There will be a cost if you choose to go with the Fulfill Engine sales portal. So we don't have time to go through that full functionality, but there is a difference. It offers you different capabilities. But we will definitely explain that to you once your name comes up on the list. You will have an absolutely free option to be able to access this product. Yeah, all the hats available from Sanmar are in there. And if you don't see a hat that maybe Sanmar has on their website, there's a way that you can submit a request through Fulfill Engine, through the platform. So we will be able to get that product added as long as it's not a drop ship product and it's in their integrated inventory, which is almost all Sanmar products. And Jason,
I heard a few questions in there too. I don't know if you answered it while I was designing in my own little world about freight costs and how essentially the Fulfill Engine network routes to the nearest facility. Now, there's a limited kind of capacity, like we've mentioned, at least for Liquid 3D, but it always defaults to the lowest cost shipping method. If you need expedited rates or anything enabled for your account, just let our team know. But I think the average right now is like $5.50 or $6 for shipping, I think, on most orders when you're talking one or two pieces. Of course, with bulk orders, you're increasing weight, you're increasing a package size. But yeah, most of the freight is the lowest cost of what's available in that $6 range on average.
Yeah, and then Ralph asked a question like it's blind shipped on your behalf, so you actually can set up in Fulfill Engine where it looks like it's shipped from your business, right? From your business name, so it won't show Stahls anywhere. So we do that all day, every day through our network of partners where we're drop shipping, white label drop shipping on behalf of the seller.
You could actually even set up what the billing description shows up as for every individual store even that you create. So when a customer checks, say, their credit card statement or bank account, it'll say whatever business. So if you're working for a school and you're operating a white label store for them and somebody purchases from that school's white label web store there that's branded to them, you could have it show up on the credit card statement to say, Franklin University merch shop or whatever you want to say on there. So it truly is white labeled. The end customer does not know you exist if you want it to be that way, or even that Stahls exists or Fulfill Engine exists. It is a seamless experience at the end of that. And you'll see that if you make one of the purchases through that sample store link that we put in there for the Liquid 3D samples, that is built on a Fulfill Engine white label store. So I don't remember exactly what I put in there, but I think it's like Liquid 3D sample store that if you purchase one of those items, you'll see it on your statement show up as that. And that's just part of the part of the magic of Fulfill Engine and that entire experience that it truly enables.
Yeah, and there is not a color swatch available yet, but all the colors are in the designer. So realistically, you could create one image and set it up so you can have many colors applied to a product or a hat within that dimension if you wanted to see physical color differences. But right now, because it's digital printing, there is not a color swatch, but it is the Stahls digital color palette. So it matches pretty close to what you're seeing on our Ultra Color Max direct film product or any of the Stahls products that utilize that palette. And it is unlimited colors. So there are no color limitations, which is what makes this great. And not only can you apply color to the face of the design, but you can apply it to the dimension of the design. So you can have kind of like backlit graphics and colors and just so much flexibility. All right. We are at time, Dave, and I like to keep things at time, as you know. Even though there are more questions, we're going to be in our community on our Facebook group, Heat Press for Profit, where surely we'll share some more photos and examples and jump into more Q&A and real-time conversation. But you guys always come out in force, and that's why we're excited to stay innovating, is to help you grow your business and just make it more fun for everybody. This is a product that's fun, that you can be creative with. I haven't been this excited about a product in a very long time. I mean, I love direct to film, but it's not this. This is just unleashes creativity, and you all watching are going to come up with stuff that we haven't even dreamt of before in your logos, and we're there for the ride. We can't wait to see it. So Dave, thanks for all your preparation on this. You put us in a great spot to be able to show off the product in an hour. So appreciate that. And to our full marketing team that helped us to take the photography, create the designs. Thanks so much for putting us into a place to inspire the decorators on the line. And most importantly, decorators, thanks for your trust in Stahls, and we appreciate you joining. This concludes our live launch event on Liquid 3D. See y'all.